In today's video, we're going to be making a staple from my childhood. It's inexpensive, easy to do, and that's homemade biscuits and gravy. Now these are the ingredients you're going to need for the biscuits. We're going to start there first. We're going to head over to my tiny little kitchen and get started. Let's do it. Alright guys, here we have our ingredients. We have 6 tablespoons of lard, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We have whole milk. We'll be using 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. We got half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 5 teaspoons of baking powder. Alright, the first thing we want to do is mix all of our dry ingredients. So we're going to add our flour. And then we're going to add our salt and our baking soda. And last, but we're going to add our baking powder. Now we're going to mix these all together with a whisk, get them all incorporated. And then the next thing we want to do is add our fat. Now normally you would use butter for this, but butter is pretty expensive right now, so we're going with lard. Alright, put our lard in there. Now if you have a food processor, that would be the best way to do this, but we're broke, so we're not using a food processor. We're going to use our hands. So we're just going to get in there and get all of this stuff crumbled and mixed together as much as you can. You want it to be tiny little pieces. I mean tiny. Just get it all mixed up in there. It's going to take you a couple minutes. All right, now that you got it all blended together, make a little well right in the center. We're going to add 3/4 cup of milk plus 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to guess it. So that's about 3/4 and 2 tablespoons right there. Start pouring it in, mixing it little by little. You don't want it to be all sticky. Get it all in there. A little more. And just blend it up until you start getting a ball. Once it starts clumping up and you can get a ball, that's where you want. All right, now we got our ball. Flatten her out like so. And take our rolling pin, get it flat. There we go. Start rolling it out. Now you want it about ½ inch. ½ inch is good. You can take a little bit of flour and just sprinkle it on there just to give it a little. There we go. We're gonna flipping that baby over. We're gonna take it from the side here. Flip this over like so. Like so. Oops, sorry. There we go. We're gonna knead it. I really need to knead it pretty good. Gonna get all that gluten and stuff activated. You'll do this for like 2 minutes. All right, once you get it to this state, you got about ½ inch there. Maybe you want to start cutting out your dough. I use a cup, but I don't have a cutter, but this works beautifully. And you're gonna get, I don't know, 6, 7 biscuits out of this. Perfect for if it's just like a small family and there's just 4 of you, or 2 of you and you get twice as much. I can get 1 more right there. There we go. And we're just gonna take the rest of this, roll it out and do the same thing and see if we can get 1 or 2 more out of it. All right, we're gonna finish it off with some bacon fat and throw these bad boys in the oven. And in the oven they go at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 17 minutes. We'll come back and take a look at those. All right, now these babies are done. We're gonna let them cool off, and let's go make that sausage gravy.
A few moments later.
All right, so now that the biscuits are done, it's time to get started on the sausage gravy. Now, I don't have a list of exact measurements for you because I don't use them when I'm making gravy. It all is really based on how much you need and how thick you want it to be. So, but what I do have over here is a list of ingredients, and I say, let's go check them out. All right, and here are our ingredients. Today I'll be using this hot country style sausage. Pork sausage, you can use turkey sausage for this if you want. You're just gonna be using more of the bacon fat. And I'll be using 2/3 of this. Got some white onion, all-purpose flour, granulated garlic, a dash of nutmeg. We got whole milk, bacon fat, salt, and pepper. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is I need to cook off my sausage. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get 3/4 of this in there and start cooking that off. Now I am going to be using a little bit of bacon fat just to get it going. And then once this gets all cooked up, then I'll show you where we go from here. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is cook off the sausage. I got it on medium-high heat. Once we get that all browned up, then we'll pull it out, put in some more bacon fat, start our onion, and start the bechamel sauce. All right, so it looks like we got it pretty much all browned off. Now we're gonna stick it in this bowl over here and start caramelizing our onion. Now this is how I do it. You guys make your gravy any old way you want. This is what I do. All right. So I'm only going to be making like enough for 4 servings. So that's how you kind of decide on how how much fat you're going to need in relation to the amount of flour. So that's going to be how you make your roux. Right now, I just want to get these onions caramelized. Then I'll add some more bacon fat and we'll get the roux started. All right, now we got the onions caramelized a bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more bacon fat here. That should be good. And now we're gonna go with a couple. Let's see. There's 1 teaspoon or tablespoon, I should say. There's 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna go a little more. There, about 2 tablespoons. Get that all cooked off. We want to get that flour cooked up. We give it cook it for like a minute, maybe. And here's where we start adding our milk. We want to do this fairly slowly using a whisk. Just start incorporating all that flour into it. Here's where you can start adding salt, pepper, garlic powder, and your nutmeg. As the salt to taste, I would start kind of slow because you're going to be adding more milk to it. And depending on how much you make, you might want to make a separate roux just to thicken it up a little more as we go down the line here. Garlic powder is obviously something you want to be careful with because it's granulated. It's just a bit. Very strong. Starting to thick up. You're gonna add some more milk. All right, now little dash of nutmeg. Doesn't take much. Right about. I know you're like, nutmeg in a gravy? Yes. Nutmeg in a gravy. Trust, people, trust. I want to make this for 4 people. So mom, dad, and the 2 kids having breakfast. All right, now I'm just going to add a little bit of roux because I want it thicker than that. Get that really incorporated into it really fast. You can see it's thickening up really quick. Really want to make sure that it's not just going to pour on the biscuit and pour right off. You want it to smother that biscuit. That's looking really good. Turn down our heat. Add in our pork. All that juice. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is perfection. That was quick and easy. That was extremely inexpensive, extremely versatile. You can use a bechamel sauce for so many things. Absolutely wonderful. Power that off. That is ready. All right, let's plate this stuff up. Man, that looks good. Oh yeah, baby. Biscuits and gravy. I know it don't look like much, but it is. Now, here's something I like to do. I have these red Thai chili pepper flakes, and I'm just gonna sprinkle just a little bit on top. That's gonna be good. Bam. Bam. There it is. Now that's a thing of beauty. All right, well, thanks for watching that. I'm gonna give this a shot, and I'm starving. It's breakfast time. Let's take a bite. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. you guys want to see more stuff like this, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll get some more out there for you. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.